Chris and I, we met in college.
And then a couple of years later, we got married 2016. And honestly, it's been an amazing journey.
In January of 2022, we separated. I decided to come here to live with my parents.
I became an addict when it came to alcoholism. I was very depressed and I didn't even know it.
I lost a lot of hope in our marriage, and I was actually in a very dark place.
We stayed separated for a year. I had enough waiting, and that's where our journey actually began, with the reconciliation that God did after that. I've grown so much. A lot of men actually held my hand through this process. And even when I knew that I was going through mess and after mess, all I knew is that God has his hands all over it.
When I first saw him, I definitely felt something different in him. I felt like I was talking to somebody completely transformed, completely new. He mentioned to me, like, you should do Journey of Faith. And at the time, I was very hesitant because I was like, well, I'm still, struggling. He said, just do it. And I said, okay. I went in there and I literally stood at the door. I didn't want to go in. I was so nervous, but thankfully, somebody helped me in.
At first, of course, you're hesitant as a man. I thought that I was the only one that was going through whatever I was going through. I wasn't. I felt support. I really felt like I was in the right place. Like, I knew that God will use people to help me.
I was afraid to kind of talk about me, be vulnerable. I felt like I was almost like, you would be forced to be vulnerable and share everything about your life. But it wasn't like that. It was more like guiding you through so that you can grow in your faith. Oh, the stories that I heard and the way that they were talking, I said, wow, this felt like such a great community. Literally the first day, I felt like I was able to have a life with these women, and also the things that I was able to share. Each of us lifted each other up. I was not alone in any of it.
For me, it has been such an encouragement to actually share not only our story, but to encourage other brothers. Listen, you're not alone in this, but make sure that you rely on the source. And that is Jesus, and find the community. That's when I realized that, you know what? It's okay to go through the storm sometimes.
So they brought up speakers. I was in tears almost every Sunday because of their stories, because of their testimonies. It really was very encouraging to hear that, I'm not living my experiences alone. There are other people that went through it, and I can also go through it too.
As men, we go through a lot. The struggles that we go through, not only in our marriages, in our household, behind closed doors, but also in our society, to have that picture perfect persona, but inside we're broken and we're doubting ourselves. We share that, and the topics that we've gone through has helped us so much to identify who we are in his eyes.
That helps sharpen, your faith to keep going, to keep growing. And Journey of Faith is not just designed for people who are starting in their faith. Those who have started or have been to faith for so long, they can start Journey of Faith knowing that they'll have a group of people, to help encourage them, or for you yourself to encourage others. I believe that Journey of Faith, it's meant for people to find their people. It's meant for those who, just want to be in community and grow their faith. Journey of Faith is designed for everyone.